Hi everyone, my name is Oyama Mdleleni. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time watching any of my videos, I hope you enjoy the content and I hope you can subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for the continued support. Today I'm going to talk about these two categories of communities that are living the lie identity together with the God identity. So it's the lie identity and God identity. Now, these are the low class and the middle class communities. Let's start with the low class community. The low class community, we know that they are earning way below the threshold, and some of them are not even employed. Some of them are actively seeking employment, but they are not finding any because of not having the skill that is necessarily needed. So most of them are working in unskilled or in fields where they don't need necessarily a skill that you can acquire from a university, maybe like cleaning, gardening. So these are skills that anyone can do without having to necessarily acquire education for them. So these are people who are in the low class communities. They're earning way below the threshold, and they are merely dependent on that low income, which is maybe one person is working, is the one who's the breadwinner, and now they are depending on the grants of which is the child grant. They are depending on, if there's anyone who's disabled, disability grant. They are depending on also on the elderly grants. So these are the people who are in the low class communities. These are people who are not paying taxes when it comes to the employment tax, which is the payee, and they are depending on the grants, as I have mentioned. So these are people who are rigged with addictions. These are communities that are rigged with addictions. We know that now we're even calling them nyaupes. We have a lot of them, of young children who are struggling with nyaupe, who are addicted to various forms of drugs, they are addicted to drugs, to alcohol, and there's this even cheaper alcohol that is brewed in homes, and people can buy them in jars. And now these people, they are so addicted that the first thing that they think of when they get up is feeling that addiction, is giving in to that addiction. And then now also this low class community is rigged with dependency. They are dependent on their parents. Most of these children who are addicted, they are dependent on their parents who are earning grants, and some of them are earning very low income, and some of them are even dependent on the child grant that is being received perhaps by their siblings, or and then also the girls are having children whom now are receiving these grants, and they use also the money of the grants to also take care of their own personal needs, and not necessarily only of the child's needs. So there is these complications and complexities that are happening in homes, in low class communities, where families are dependent on one income, or they have had to even, for instance, girls having children out of wedlock very young, just because so that they can have that money, that 500 rand extra, that they can also say it is their earnings. And some of them are dating older married men, so that they can receive some form of income. So these are the realities that are happening in many homes in the low class communities. And now we also know that this community is so distracted. They are the ones who are constantly watching and binging in all of these soapies that are happening. They are the ones who are scrolling on social media just endlessly without not even necessarily looking for programs or podcasts that are going to develop their skills, but they are just watching gossip and also commenting on just these shows that are not even, where they're not even getting any form of education or development for their own personal skills. So there's a lot that is happening in this community, and it's happening intentionally so that they do not focus on themselves, they do not focus on their future, they do not focus on being the generational curse breakers in their bloodlines, but instead they are distracted and they end up missing the mark. And then now when we look at the middle class community, these are people who are working, earning quite, I was one of them. I was earning 40,000 rands a month. These are people who are earning with benefits as medical aid, pension. They are earning, they are sometimes working overtime. They are earning not substantial, but they are earning a living that can sustain, but depending now on also the lifestyle of the person. But now this community of people are people, as much as they are earning this income is not stretching them, because they are paying taxation. I'm not lying when I say my tax would even go up to 20, 30, 40,000 rands a month when it was being deducted from my pay slip. So these are amount of taxes that these people are paying to the government. They are the ones who are supporting actually the low class community. They are the ones who are paying those grants. They are the ones who are building those RDP houses. And then now when it comes to them having to look at and also build their own wealth, it becomes impossible, because most of them have this one income. They are earning because of the hours the hours that they are working in this job. Sometimes they cannot get a second hustle or get a second job because of time limitations. And also they have also other siblings that they need to take care of, elderly parents or aging parents that they also are looking after. And now they try to move from these communities where they are low class communities, because now we know that those low class communities can be riddled with crime and violence. So they try to move in order to protect their own assets that they are accruing, that they are accumulating over the years of being employed. And now they end up now being locked in bonds, paying bonds 20, 30 years, paying car loans 5-6 years, and now they are locked in this system, in this financial system, where they have to be in the job so that they get that income, and so that they are able to pay this debt. Now you add credit cards there, you add store accounts there, you add subscriptions, Netflix, DSTV, all these other subscriptions to that income that this person is earning. Whereas there's also this black tax terminology that they are now also looking after the people back home, supporting them, providing for them. Now these people are in debt. These people now, this community of in the middle class, they're in debt. They are paying this tax, ridiculous amount of tax. As they are paying taxation, pay as you earn tax, and then also there's the VAT that they are paying when they are buying these cars, when they are buying all these other things, that is being added to the things that they are accumulating. And then don't tell me about groceries now, when they have to pay for groceries. And then there's medical bills, because this group of people, it's people who are very weary, they are stressed, they are depressed, they are people who are, because they are trying to also please everyone, and then now they end up saying yes to everyone, and they end up now overstretching themselves, and they don't even, some of them don't even like the working conditions that they are working under, but because they are the limitation of in their choices, they have to work that job, because there are so many people who are depending on their income. And now you find this repetitive, and also now these people, this community now being overstretched, and they are now also not spending enough time with their children because they have to work. Their children now are the ones who now also end up going who end up now going being rebellious, because there is no attention to them. They want to spend time with parents, but parents are busy working, traveling, and doing all these things. So this is the reality of so many households across the globe. It's not even just South Africa, but it's across the globe, whereby there are these disparities, there are these huge gaps between, there are these inequalities now between the low class and the middle class. And we know that this is being done intentionally, so that to put pressure, so that to distract people, so that now to have people depending on someone else, but not the one who created them, because now they are so indoctrinated with the systems that are the ones that are working in the world, the systems that are being used, are being implemented in the world. And we know the ones who are implementing the systems, or behind these systems, are the elite, are the wealthy. They are the ones who are pressing these buttons, and for them, they even have ways to play the system, because it's created by them. They avoid paying tax with ways of giving. Through giving, they are able to escape the burdens that are being carried by the middle class community. So this is it for now. Thank you for watching. Always remember that God loves you. God has a purpose for your life. Until next time then, goodbye.